Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my throat feels a little bit better. One of my favorite things is when I am sick or have a sore throat or whatever, is I like to go to CVS and get those the things I can put in a hot drink, because it really feels good on the throat. And then of course I get some cough drops as well, so my voice sounds 10 times better than it did in my last video. But we would go forward even if it sounded horrible. You know, since I've been in this space in 2013, there's never been a month that I've been more confident with my XRP investment than this month. The dip over the last day or so, to me, if I was a betting man, which I am, that would be considered the final dip right before what the holy grail happens, and that is the holy grail of everything I've talked about for over a year and a half now, which is Wall Street is coming. And believe you me, it's coming. And these guys are opening up. I believe yesterday we found out Bakkt is opening up. They're going to actually start holding Bitcoin on behalf of their customers on, I believe it was September the 6th. That's all you got to tell me. That's all you got to tell me. Okay, let's start this out. And by the way, I do have a cough drop, a Hall's cough drop in my mouth, and hopefully that's going to help me out here too. XRP lighting the way. He says, well put, sir. And this guy's been on fire the last few days. Ian Northing at IANBINS. XRP is, he couldn't have said it better. XRP is not just a digital asset. It is not just a token on CoinMarketCap. It's not even important. It's the Uber for the biggest ride you'll ever see in your lifetime on the most important highway that connects every road, DNA, commodity, and the world. It will be your life, like it or not. And he's showing you, this is I guess these are all the different nodes or whatever in the XRP, on the XRP ledger. But he's exactly right. This is so much bigger. This is not, and I can tell you this for a fact, XRP on CoinMarketCap since 2013 has never behaved exactly like all the other digital assets. It's always been a little bit unique in many different ways, but it's always been unique in the way that it moves too. And so he's so right here. Okay. XRP Trooper at Trooper XRP sent me this. Now, what this is, I thought this was fascinating, because yesterday I showed you a video about China, and there was one of the Americans on there who lives in China was talking about how he got a ticket, an instant ticket, because he jaywalked and the facial recognition cameras picked up his face. Now this is a video illustration of probably their software, or a type of software that they use. It's really surreal. Even without face recognition, you can still be tracked through gait recognition. Data on the clothes you wear can also be used by stores to provide accurate product sales recommendations. This is the type of thing that's going on in China right now, and it's really creepy when you watch it like this. Okay, now I wanted to tell you something about this. I saw this morning from Business Insider. I didn't want to talk about what this is about. They were talking about AI or whatever. But I saw Jack Ma. He's the guy that started Alibaba. I think he's one of the richest people in China. He's a billionaire. Well, yesterday I told you to go watch this video. This is an exiled Chinese billionaire. At the end, if you didn't watch this video, go watch it. You can watch it at Real Vision Finance. And at the end of this video, this guy makes the prediction that China will either kill Jack Ma, or what was the other thing? He said that they've already forced him to retire, and they basically said that He came out right out and said it. He said they are going to kill Jack Ma. And he gives an example of some guy over there who fell off of a wall or something, a billionaire. And he was basically saying the Chinese government really just take the money from these guys and steal it from them, and then they'll kill them if that's what they need to do. Now, here's the other thing he said in this that is fascinating, and it makes a lot of sense when you see how the United States has seemed to see. They've kind of given power to China since the 90s. We have literally just handed power to them. And it's been surreal, and we've done that while we gave up our manufacturing base. He said that China goes by a very simple plan. It's a three-pronged plan. The first part of their plan is that they use their hackers to steal all the information that they can from the United States. And he said they're very good at it, and I think he used a figure, they steal like $300 billion worth of intellectual property from the United States every year. Okay, the second part of their plan is that they buy the U.S. politicians and the powerful U.S. people with money and gold. Okay, that's the second part. He said it's easy for them because all of our politicians are for sale. I could name names, but I'm not going to. And the third and the creepiest part of what he said is part of China's game plan and always has been. And I can also think of some names that would be susceptible to this type of thing. He said that when our politicians and powerful people travel to China, that it is in the game plan that the Chinese government finds out where those men will be staying, mostly men, I guess, and they make sure that they get videotaped in a sexual rendezvous of some sort. They probably set up the sexual encounter, who knows? But they always get these people on videotape so they can blackmail them. I was blown away when I watched this video, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. But this guy, and he says that the Chinese government has tried several times to kill him, and they still want to kill him, and so they were doing this from a secret location. Fascinating stuff. Okay, John McAfee, one of my favorite Twitter feeds, he says, Bitcoin under $9,500. If you are panicking, you are a fool. John McAfee is 10,000% right. You can say a lot of things about the guy, but you can't say that he's stupid. He might be crazy as a bed bug, but he's not stupid. Sergeant Obi-Wan at Sergeant Obi-Wan sent me a couple of things, I think. I love this one from XRP Researcher at XRP News _. Warning, 100% confirmed facts. PNC Bank starts using RippleNet. PNC owns 22% of Blackrock. BlackRock has $6.5 trillion in assets. BlackRock hires former Ripple executive to lead digital asset team. Now, to read more about this, go to XRP Researcher's website. It's xrprightnow.com. Or you can click on his link from his Twitter feed. Let me see what I got here. Okay, moving along. This is also from Sergeant Obi-Wan. So BlackRock, this is a video from July 20th, 2019. So BlackRock CEO Lawrence D, and this is from Margin at MMMARINOS. And I do not follow this guy, and I will, because he's providing information. So BlackRock CEO Lawrence D. Fink just endorsed on CNBC the use case of XRP and Ripple. Think about all the people who send money back home. They do not through organizations that charges 5 to 10%. There is a need to democratize the exchange of foreign currencies. I agree. Now, while we're talking about Larry Fink from Lawrence Fink, whatever, from the CEO of BlackRock, this is something that has always stuck in my mind, and it shows you kind of how these guys, in my opinion, do a lot of misinformation. This is from July 16th of 2018. Clients have zero interest in crypto. BlackRock CEO says, I called BS on this back then. I don't believe any client has sought out crypto exposure, CEO Larry Fink said in an interview Monday. I've not heard from one client who says I need to be in this. Not one. Remember, this is back then, that's while JP Morgan was creating their cryptocurrency. Do you believe him? I don't. The crypto utility guy at Utility Guy 7 sent me this, and he's sending me this. I guess maybe I mixed these up, but it's okay. Sergeant Obi-Wan, investing in cryptocurrencies right now may not be a bad idea. Here's why. This is so funny. These guys that wrote this article must just be figuring this out. Investing in cryptocurrencies right now may not be a bad idea. Here's why. Negative yielding debt. Have you heard that anywhere? Equity's overvalued. We're in a 10-year bull market that shouldn't have lasted that long. And then considering dividends. And they're talking here about how people are starting to pay dividends on crypto. And I'll make a point here. Many times when the economy and the stock market start to go downhill, a lot of these companies that pay dividends will stop paying dividends. And that's a reason a lot of people abandon some of these stocks. I want to mention one other thing here. I literally was thinking about this in my sleep last night. The question just popped into my head, and I don't know why. For years and years and years, we've gotten bank accounts or money market accounts or various type of accounts that pay us interest in US dollars. Well, that's an easy concept to get your mind around because you can get paid interest in US dollars, and US dollars are printed at will, so there is always a huge supply of US dollars. Well, now that crypto is paying interest, my question is this. There's 100 billion XRP that ever will be. When XRP is being utilized around the world, and let's say I'm a monster, an old school holdover of XRP, and I want to get paid XRP on, say, 1 million XRP, how do they pay me interest in XRP if most of it is in use or held by other people around the world and there's that many people involved? Can you? What does that do to the price of XRP? Those are some interesting questions. Okay, Chinu Patel at Chinu Patel 29. Great tweet here, or response to a tweet. No, it's a tweet from XRP Darren, who's a definite follow. At Fame21 More. Do you see what's happening in Hong Kong? What will happen here when the yield curve snaps? Or if our money becomes worth half for equal trade? We live in an unstable time and nobody is aware of what is happening. I agree. Nobody is aware of what is happening. And then from Rhythm Trader, 10 million per Bitcoin is crazy. Want to know what's even crazier? Quantitative easing, negative interest rates, fractional reserve banking, elimination of cash, mass surveillance, currency wars, capital controls, and inflation. Bitcoin isn't the virus, it's the antidote. Exactly. And finally, if you're all feeling nervous about the markets, go watch this. This is from the Wolf of Wall Street, or just go watch the movie Wolf of Wall Street. This guy, hate him or love him, he had conviction. He believed in what he was doing, and he had enthusiasm, and he was a warrior, and you gotta love him. It's a great little clip to watch. This is kind of how I think about things, because I know we're in the right place in the right time, probably in the right century. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that we're here in the right place at the right time in probably the right 2 centuries. Thanks for listening.